This video comes from the channel Janadart and was captured by two men from southern India. They were on their way back home to their parents. The journey was very long and it was starting to get dark, so the men decided to take a shorter forest road, which would have saved them half an hour. However, the road passes through a forest, known among locals for various scary stories and legends. Some people have confirmed seeing a white woman standing still by the side of the road. The men likely didn't know this as they were traveling there for the first time, and unfortunately, they captured this.
Hey, no, speed lo payinatla undama padappa vegi konchama.
Hey, video emo vomiting antunnadu venki vere.
Idru sariga nidripotha unnaru vomiting atla. Em ra
even చూస్తాది
ఎక్కడ
చూడాడా
ఎక్కడరా తెల్లగా ఉంది చూడు చూడాడా ఎక్కడ చెప్పు కొంచెం కెమెరాలో తీస్తాను
చూడి
ఎక్కడ నాకేం కనిపిస్తలేదు
లో చూడి
రౌండ్ ముందుకి టర్నింగ్ లోనే ఉంది కదా ఏ ఎవడో నడుచుకొని వస్తున్నాడో లేదు ఏమో మాన్కి పెయింట్ వేసిండదో ఎవడో నడుచుకొని వస్తుండదో ఏమో ఉంది ఏ పదరా సిదే ఏరా ఇంత భయం పడతావు
చూడాడా
భద్రా ఎవరో ఉంటాడా నిల్చుకొని ఎవరికో కాస్తుంటాడు కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ పోయింది కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ పోయింది బయట రా ఫాస్ట్ గా భయం ఉంటా బయట కెమెరాలో తీస్తున్నాను చూస్తాం ఏమో
The men suddenly stop and start arguing. At first, we don't see anything from the footage, but we can hear that something is making the men nervous. When they finally dared to continue driving, we briefly saw exactly what the local people describe. According to the information we have, the men safely made it home back to their parents. However, without the evidence they now have, no one would have believed them. It was either May 2nd or February 5th. This family was innocently returning from vacation. The road was empty since it was already 1 a.m. But then, something surprised and scared this family. Take a look.
क्या भाई क्या रुको रुको तो अरे एक मिनट रुक जाओ भैया ठोक ठाक देगा कैमरे में रिकॉर्ड हो गया होगा
This video was posted on Reddit by user TheInvincible, who said it's the reason to get a dash camera. The video itself comes from the Greater Noida in the northern India. Although it looks like the family managed to drive away safely, these men in the BMW didn't give up.
अबे यार ऐसी जगह रुका भी है कि
जल्दी ऐसे आगे मारने के लिए आए हैं भैया ये मार रहे हैं हम लोग को जल्दी से मिलाइए हम लोग की जान खतरे में बोलिए इनवैलिड नंबर है इनवैलिड बोल रहा भैया जल्दी करिए आप ऐसे मिलाइए बोलिए कि जो हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है उनकी वाइफ
थाना ये है ना थाने पे रोको भैया थाने पे रोको
The second time, the family managed to escape safely again. We also heard that they noticed the license plate of these men. Honestly, besides the family getting home safely, I don't know if the men were caught later. I hope they were. This video was recorded in Arizona and claims to have captured a transparent glowing figure. William Church, a truck driver who posted the footage, says he was driving between Phoenix and Payson on SR-87 at around 2:30 a.m. when both he and his dash camera noticed this. In a video, we can see something that undoubtedly looks like a figure standing on the roadside. SR-87, and particularly this stretch, is infamous for many fatal incidents. Could this figure be the ghost of someone unfortunate from this road? Let us know your opinion in the comments. This footage comes from Australia, in a suburb of Brisbane. The woman driving this car posted the footage on Facebook. It frightened many other people who live in this area. Take a look. In a video, we see a man standing in the middle of the road, trying to block the woman's path. She gets very scared, but also doesn't want to run the man over, so she decides to turn around and drive back. The video was reported to the police, but the man couldn't be found. I want to ask all the women watching this video to never stop in such suspicious situations. It's possible you might encounter someone who just needs help, but even in that case, I wouldn't risk it. A 41-year-old pilot working for TransAsia Airways embarked on yet another flight. Unfortunately, a problem occurred and the plane's only engine stopped functioning. The only footage we have of what happened afterward comes from this car. In a video, we could see how the plane's wing struck this taxi. The plane then crashed upside down into the river. 43 people died on impact, and only 15 were rescued, as they managed to escape before the plane sank. This tragedy sparked strong public criticism, as it was the second tragedy TransAsia Airways had faced. In response, the airline stated that it would implement stricter safety measures. Let's hope nothing like this happens again. At around 11 PM, you probably wouldn't expect to see anyone on the road. A young couple is driving, and from the video it seems like they are going quite fast. They know this route well, so they think there's nothing to worry about. But in a fraction of a second, this happens.
Когда я буду уже крутым, состоятельным, когда ты сексом сам по себе.
Будешь мать! Придурок.
The man driving the car had to make a very dangerous maneuver, which could have been fatal at such high speed, if for example another car had come from a side road. The video is likely from France or Canada, as the couple speaks French. I would like to focus on what scared them. It looks like a figure in some kind of skirt. We can even see an arm, and the figure seems to be moving. The people who posted the video claim it wasn't a normal person, but a ghost or some strange being. However, it's not very clear from the video. It could have just been a suicidal person or drug addict. Whatever it was, we can be glad nothing happened to the young couple. This woman was cycling with her father. They had to cross a short section of very busy road to get back onto the bike path, when suddenly this happened.
我看已经很靠，
我们这里很靠边边的。
等一下，
Overtaking Cyclist is allowed in my country at a distance of 1.5 meters, but this truck driver miscalculated and moved back in front of her too soon. This woman was seriously close to falling under the wheels of this truck. Once she fell, she can be seen holding her shoulder. She might have dislocated it due to such an impact. We are lucky, nothing worse happened. This video was filmed in the US state of Nebraska, and relatively recently. We see the view from an empty car in the city of Lincoln. An alarm was sounded, and residents were ordered to continuously take a shelter in the basement and other tornado-proof shelters. When this Armageddon ended, this footage shocked everyone. It was posted in the local newspapers. Take a look by yourself. In just few seconds, we saw with our own eyes how this building with these trees completely disappeared. We could see the power tornadoes have. People, please be careful if one appears near you. Did you also manage to capture something paranormal or found a scary video that deserves to be in our next video? Don't hesitate and send the videos or links to our Instagram DMs. And don't forget to include some info about the situation. Well, I'm not gonna waste another minute, so let's get to the next video. This video was filmed in Malaysia, in the city of Bukit Tungku. These two guys were heading home and suddenly around the corner they encountered this.
My mistakes are one.
Huh?
My mistakes are one. I think I see lights. Oh no, that's just street lights.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yeah,
That's a bit scary.
that is very scary.
That's
Alright, my traction control just came on.
yeah, that's no good.
There's no.
When we take a closer look, we can see something very creepy lying in the middle of the road. It doesn't look like much from the video, but the guys found it so disturbing that they stopped and began reversing. It looks like a kneeling figure, but it's strangely pale. Well, let's hope the guys are still okay. These men are arguing about who has the right of way. The video likely comes from Russia, so the situation will soon be resolved. I don't know the traffic laws for merging lanes in Russia, but I would be careful. On February 15, 2013, an incident occurred that scared millions of people. A space object 17 meters in diameter and weighing 10,000 tons was traveling at over 34,000 miles per hour when it was detected by a space satellite. The impact was estimated to occur in Sudan. Unfortunately, it wasn't detected in time. Fortunately, this meteor, later named the Chelyabinsk meteor, burned up and exploded before it reached the ground. However, the explosion caused by a meteor had a force of 500,000 tons of TNT. For comparison, the Hiroshima incident was estimated at 20,000 tons of TNT. As we could see, it exploded at a height of about 40 kilometers. But even so, the shockwave from the explosion was strong enough to shatter windows within a 100-kilometer radius of the explosion center. The shards from the shattered windows injured at least 1,000 people. To this day, it remains one of the biggest natural phenomena of our time. Although this video wasn't directly captured on dash camera, I have decided to include it here. Many viewers often comment under our videos, suggesting that these are merely strange individuals being mistaken for some kind of cryptids or mysterious creatures. I would like to ask you, what would you do if you encountered someone who looked like this?
You see his face clearly, right there.
The story behind this footage runs much deeper. According to the tweet accompanying the video, it was filmed near Moorhead, Kentucky. The video was later posted on Twitter, sparking numerous debates among paranormal enthusiasts. While it's entirely possible that this is just an odd person, we can't rule out any possibilities. The video was shared by a frightened woman whose voice can be heard in a clip. Let's hope nothing like this happens to her again. This video comes from Taiwan. It was ordinary Wednesday morning, with most residents preparing for their day, when the unthinkable happened.
地震。
好水仅有生活圈，
中正汉口街品家77，
国外特区核心热区站前商圈，
高规格精品住宅，亲民价格物超所值，是您入住台北市的最佳选择。
我靠！
购买新屋首选品家。 良心品家，祝您成家。
The earthquake, which lasted for about 30 seconds, was so powerful that it nearly overturned this moving bus. 7 people tragically lost their lives, and over 1,000 others were injured. Earthquakes are common in this region, but one of this magnitude hasn't been seen in 25 years. Many buildings in a nearby city were also destroyed. These events cause immense damage every year, and they are extremely difficult to predict. If you live in an area where tectonic activity is minimal, consider yourself fortunate. Now let's take a look at the next video. These 2 men from Alaska were on their way home. Suddenly, the man sitting next to the driver started telling him to slow down. We find out why in the video moments later.
Oh, slow down, that's 2 of them, that's 2 of them, that's 2 of them. Oh, hello. I saw the little one, not the big one. Thank you. Woo! We would die. We are at the level where that would kill us.
The driver, who later posted a video on Reddit, said he had his foot fully pressed on the brake, but the car kept moving. This was probably because the road was icy. A moose can weigh up to 800 kilograms. Hitting it at such speed would have definitely not been fun. We are glad it turned out well for them. This video was posted on Reddit by a user named Vertizen. He was likely on his way home from work and was stopped at a red light. We can see that the oncoming cars are driving normally. However, an ambulance is approaching from the right side and it seems to have its light on. The driver of this jeep couldn't safely stop. The video has no sound, so I'm not sure if the ambulance had its siren on or not, but since it stopped at the red light, I think it didn't. Therefore, this jeep driver probably couldn't hear it. The car seems to be well equipped for overturning, so hopefully no one was seriously hurt, except for some minor damages to the car. You might have encountered an animal on the road before. Typically, aside from minor car damage and the guilt of hitting an animal, no major consequences occur. But what if the animal weighed up to 400 kilograms? This footage captures exactly that scenario. You can try to see if you would have been able to avoid the collision. Although the video slightly distorts the actual perspective, it's still a challenge. Try pausing the video just before the collision. Whether you manage to stop the video or not, we are fortunate that the driver survived this encounter with only minor injuries. Thank you so much for watching this far. I would like to offer you subscribing to this channel, so we can maybe see each other again sometime. If you still haven't had enough, here are some similar videos you can check out. I'm Bart from Boben Kravin, and so hopefully see you next time.